Yo YouTube, what's going on? In this video, I wanted to discuss semen retention and mastering ejaculation control, and also introduce any potential viewers to Taoism, because if you're watching this video, you're obviously interested in semen retention or the lesser form of that, which is no fat. And this is sort of an advanced semen retention video because I don't recommend trying to master ejaculation control until you've mastered semen retention. And by mastered semen retention, it means that you no longer have any desire or urge to watch pornographic images and release to a screen or to a magazine or to whatever form, or to just masturbate in general. And you also are completely, like, if you're in a period where you are alone, you can completely master semen retention. Like, you are not interested in spilling your seed. And so I want to introduce you to Taoism, because I was just reading a book. So I read only spiritual texts now. I've read so many books because I have this library on this is one of the most amazing inventions to me. Like, this is a whole library. I know people have like their bookshelf behind the wall, and it's like, if I could like put all my books that I've read in my lifetime, it wouldn't fit on one wall. Like, it's like a library. I want to introduce you to Taoism, because I was just reading a book, so I reread a lot of texts, a lot of spiritual texts. I reread them and reread them and reread them, because the more you reread them, the more it becomes part of you. So I was reading Mantak Chia's Cultivating Male Sexual Energy. I'll see if I remember to put the book title in the description, Cultivating Male Sexual Energy, or something like that. It's probably like my third, fourth time rereading it. And a lot of the techniques that when you're trying to learn ejaculation control and just managing your sexual energy, they're going to be hitting you with like all these esoteric terms like microcosmic orbit, the big draw, the cool draw, non-ejaculatory orgasm, and things like that. And when you're just reading this and you're just like sort of learning about semen retention, you're practicing, these are just, it's just conjecture. It doesn't actually mean anything. So how do you actually master ejaculation control? Because it's like, oh yeah, non-ejaculatory orgasm. And those, like, I would call myself a Taoist just because if you believe in semen retention, in a sense, if you believe in the power of semen retention and the importance of your vital fluid, in a sense, you kind of support the spiritual philosophy of Taoism. So I wouldn't really call myself a Taoist, but you know what I'm trying to say. So how do you really master ejaculation control? And the way to really master ejaculation control is by mastering semen retention. And you truly master semen retention when you value your seed so much that even with the beautiful touch of the most beautiful woman, you do not want to spill your seed. Like, it should frustrate. Like, you should not be happy to spill your seed. And I remember, like, when I first started having sex, I had no idea of semen retention, no idea of NoFap, no idea of none of this, and it was just spill seed, spill seed, spill seed, spill seed, spill seed. And I'm thinking, my 3 years in university, for example, between the ages of 18 and 21, I spilled my seed so much, and I'm thinking, imagine I just stayed disciplined. Like, imagine I was strong enough to just say no to the amount of porn that I watched, the amount of sex that I had. I would have been so much further than I am now. That's without a doubt. The way to really master semen retention, ejaculation control, is by fully appreciating the quality and the value of your seed. Because that way, when you're with a woman, the end goal is not to release. You're not going to want to release. You're going to value your seed. Yeah, she might want you to release, but you're going to value your seed so much. And I was just reading in this book. That's something we want to make this specific video. And it was Mantak Chia said, one Indian holy man advised men to look at women as a sack of shit and piss to avoid losing the precious male seed. And that is a strategy that you can do. Like I'm practicing semen retention, but I am also having sex occasionally. And I just see it as training. Let me get my phone real quick. I just see it as training. It might sound weird, but I'm counting reps. Like, I'm making sure I'm in control. I'm focusing on my breathing. And I'm doing certain techniques, learning Taoism and things like that until the act is over. Hold on. The 5th time. I just want to bring this back up. If a man has intercourse once without spilling his seed, his vital essence is strengthened. If he does this twice, his hearing and vision are made clear. If 3 times, all his physical illness will disappear. The 4th time, he will begin to feel inner peace. The 5th time, his blood will circulate powerfully. The 6th time, his genitals will gain new prowess. By the seventh, his thighs and buttocks will become firm. The eighth time, his entire body will radiate good health. The ninth time, his lifespan will be increased. And this is from one of the Taoist books I've read, from the Canon of Taoist Wisdom, collected by Emperor Tang. And of course, what you believe is what you perceive. So I've gone 10 copulations without releasing. And I want to say, when you start practicing ejaculation control, guys, you're going to fail. It's like with semen retention. And no fact, when you start, you're going to relapse. You're going to relapse. So you're going to fail, but it's like, you're no longer like so happy and when you're releasing. We're mastering ejaculation control. But I do want to add that when you get to a certain level, spiritually, or with this whole semen retention thing, these techniques start to make sense. So, for example, there's a technique called a cool draw. Again, I'll try and remember to put a few book recommendations that will teach you about these techniques, because some of the things contained in books, and guys, you can't find on the internet. Like some of these things, especially when it comes to Mantak Chia's works and a lot of the things related to semen, you can't find like on the internet. And a lot of information that I've attained that hasn't come from books. There's so much information I've attained that doesn't come from books. And a lot of the information I have attained from books, you can't find on the internet, guys. So reading, if you're not reading, if you don't read, I 100% recommend reading. Okay, I'm trying to remember what point I was trying to make now. Yeah, the cool draw. So there's a technique called a cool draw. And it's about circulating your energies. And when you become adept at feeling your sexual energies, guys, you can really feel this stuff. Like it's no longer just conjecture and yada yada. You actually start to believe. And again, what you believe is what you perceive. So the cool draw is a very great technique. And the big draw. One of my favorite techniques is the big draw, because when I used to have wet dreams, again, I no longer have wet dreams because I've purified my mind. And they are unable to attack me in a dream state. And guys, sometimes when they can't attack you in a dream state, be careful, because they will send, like, I've been attacked in the real world. Can you imagine? In the real world, I've been attacked. I've had people sent to man to try and drain me of my seed in the past. Maybe I'll discuss it in a different video. But yeah, the big draw is very, very good, because when I used to get attempted, so I call them sexual dreams, I used to get sexual dreams and attempted wet dreams to try and draw your seed from you when you're sleeping, I would practice the big draw. And the only reason I knew how to use the big draw is because I read about the big draw so much that it's ingrained. And I practiced the big draw in my sleep. I wake up, no seed was spilled. So the big draw allowed me to conquer my wet dreams. I practiced the big draw so many times. And then this whole non-ejaculatory orgasm, I have experienced that as well. I experienced it for the first time not too long ago. And it's related to the big draw, but it's related to the big draw as well. So essentially, it's one of those ones where you feel that feeling coming, and you practice the big draw, and it's like you feel like you came, but you didn't actually come. And it's like you absorbed. The big draw is all about absorbing your sexual energy, absorbing your semen back into your body. So you kind of just want to clench everything, clench your toes, and just really just pause yourself and absorb it back in, and it doesn't spill. And then you just feel like erection may subside, and you just feel like you have everything within you. You feel like all this power. So yeah, it's definitely a good feeling. And guys, I feel fantastic. I'm just gonna keep 100 with you. I feel fantastic. What time is it now? It's 7:27 a.m. My neighbors are still partying from last night. I can hear music right now, and it's like, when you have high energy and when you practice semen retention and when you don't drink and when you don't smoke, you're gonna feel fantastic every day. And I need to feel fantastic every day because I haven't accomplished all my goals. I have work to do. So yeah, man, that's the video today, man. I hope you learned something. Continue to hold your seed. It is the best thing you can do. I would go so far as to say you won't get to the next level unless you're holding your energies and you're protecting your energy and you're holding your seed. So yeah, that's the message.